We're born with the inability to wipe our own butts and walk and talk. If we don't grow, then that's all we sit and do. We think that once we hit some certain level, we're done. You're never done. You have this vision of who you want to become, but you keep talking yourself out of doing the things it takes to become that person. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm John Darden, and this is the Elite Realtor Experience, a podcast dedicated to agents ready to take the next step in becoming elite. We're going to do something a little bit different over the next few weeks. We're going to make this a lot shorter, honestly, because I know a lot of times your commutes these days are not as long as they used to be, and it's just nice to consume content in small bite-sized chunks. So we're going to shorten our podcast down. We're going to get more to the point while we're doing this and just kind of see how it goes. So give me some feedback. If you like this better, let me know. I think this will be more powerful, more impactful when you're consuming it in smaller chunks, if you will. So let's get straight to the point then. There's this thing that we do psychologically as humans, and definitely as real estate professionals, where we get in our own way. And we like to blame external things, and it's not our fault. We don't like to take ownership, but the reality is agents that don't succeed, or agents that are rich agent, poor agent, rich agent, poor agent, because you've had a good month and then you have 2 bad months and you can't figure out why you can't get off the roller coaster, or your people are hiring other agents, or your brand isn't on point, or whatever. We like to blame external things. We don't like to take responsibility for where we're at. So we get in our own way. And I want to mention a couple of things very quickly that I think we do that keeps us from becoming the successful agent that we would like to be, the successful business person, the successful friend, the successful whatever that we would like to be, that we dream of being, that we tell people we want to be. We dream board, we vision out while we're sitting daydreaming, and we're just not becoming that person. We're not doing that thing. And maybe these are things that I do to myself from time to time, but I have a feeling if I do them, you probably do them too. So because we're keeping this short, let's dive right in. First and foremost, I think we get in our own way because we're not taking care of ourselves mentally. And we don't have to dive into the psychology of this. There are plenty of podcasts, and I talk about this a lot, but we don't take care of ourselves emotionally and mentally. We don't take time for ourselves. We don't focus on our own personal growth. We wake up in a hurry and we're an empty cup, and we're trying to pour out into other people all day long when we have nothing to give. We have nothing to give because we're not pouring back into ourselves, because emotionally, mentally, we're not taking care of us first. And if we don't take care of ourselves first, we can't take care of everyone else. So many of you are running around day to day. You're taking care of kids. You're taking care of significant other. You're taking care of this fire and that fire and your clients. And you're trying to find new people to work with, and the appraiser and the lender and the title company. And this client's mad, and you're dealing with this, and your kids have got that, and your spouse has this, and you're giving all day long, but you have nothing to give from because you're not mentally taking care of yourself. You're not focusing on your own emotional well-being first. So we're sabotaging ourselves, and we're getting in our own way just simply because we're trying to pour into everybody else's lives when we have nothing ourselves to give. An empty cup cannot pour anything into anyone else. And so that's what we're attempting to do. Therefore, we mentally exhaust, we burn out because we can never grow because we're empty. And we're giving of nothing to other people. So that's first and foremost. And my gosh, I'm already almost out of time, Bailey. This is crazy. So we're going to speed up. Next, number 2, we don't take care of ourselves physically. And we don't have to belabor this too much. We don't eat healthy. We don't work out. We don't take care of ourselves from a physical standpoint. And therefore, the mental and physical side are connected clearly. Usually you find someone who's very mentally strong. A lot of times they're very physically strong as well. Those two things usually go hand in hand. A lot of that goes back to the mental side. We're not good here mentally and emotionally, so it's a drag to go to the gym. It feels good to eat junk food and unhealthy things, so we try to feed our mind with junk from a physical standpoint. We're not at a place emotionally where we understand the physical side of things. Therefore, we don't go to the gym. We don't work out. We don't exercise. We don't take care of ourselves physically. So we're sabotaging ourselves. We're not becoming the people we want to become because physically we're not good. And look at America. Step back and look at America. 2/3 of America is overweight and obese. And we think that's a physical problem, but going back to point number one, it's probably a mental, emotional problem, and it manifests itself in a physical, into the physical thing. So number one, mentally we don't take care of ourselves. Physically we don't take care of ourselves. Number three is we overthink our weaknesses. We put way too much time and effort thinking about the things we suck at. And so therefore that keeps us from doing what we need to do. I'm not good on video, so I'm not going to post on Insta, on my personal brand, because I'm just not any good at it. I'm not a good copywriter. I don't come up with good captions. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. And so that keeps me from doing this and doing that. We overthink the things we're not good at. And a lot of times we spend too much time trying to get better at the things that we're not good at, which is a complete waste of time. You're gifted in certain things for a reason, and you suck at certain things for a reason. We focus way too much on the things that we're not any good at, and therefore, number four, we underthink, and it's not a word, but I'm going to use it, we underthink our strengths. We put way too much effort into the things we're not good at, and not nearly enough effort and time and thought and action and tactical steps into the things that we naturally are good at in our strengths, which a lot of times just means we're not self-aware. If I sit down and talk to people, inevitably list out your strengths. Well, for 30 minutes, they can list out and they don't have to think about, your weaknesses. List out your weaknesses. And they, for 30 minutes, can write, and have to say, okay, stop. Now give me your strengths. And they sit there and they're like, I don't know what my strengths are. I have no idea. Like, give me a blank piece of paper and I can write my one strength on the entire piece of paper. We don't put enough time and effort into the things that we're naturally good at, and we're all naturally good at different things. I like video. I turn the camera on and I can figure out what I'm going to say. Naturally, I'm really, really good at it. I'm not good at details. Don't put paperwork in front of me. I'm not going to accomplish. I'm not going to get it done. You want a bill paid? Great. Don't send it to me. Send it to Jared. You send it to me, it's never going to get paid. It's not that I don't want to pay you. It's just that's a weakness of mine. Details are not my thing. So I can either harp on that and John, you need to get better at that, or I can say, you know what, I suck at that. I'm going to hire somebody else to take care of it. So I can focus on the things that I'm good at. We put way too much effort into what we suck at and not enough effort into what we're naturally good at. Number 5, and we only have 2 more things, we pay way too much attention to other people's opinions. We don't step into the person that we want to become and should become because we're worried about what somebody else is going to think about what we're doing. You know, if I begin to better myself, it's going to annoy people. If I start posting motivational things on Instagram and on Facebook or whatever, then what are other people going to think of me? People I went to high school with, they're going to think, well, that's not the John that I know. Who effing cares? Who freaking cares what anybody else thinks? You're the only one running your race. You're the only one living your life. And so many times we are so concerned about what somebody else thinks, and they're probably not even thinking anything. They're more concerned about what you think of them than about what they think of you. So we don't step into the people that we want to become, that we should become, that we are created to become, simply because we're thinking far too deeply about what everybody else's opinion is of us when they're not even thinking about you. They're thinking about what your opinion of them is. What a vicious cycle. What a terrible cycle. I'm quoting Austin Powers there. And then finally, we talk ourselves out of success. We want to become this person. I'm gonna do it, but I don't have time. You know what? I don't have the strength to do it. I don't have the resources to do it. I can't become this. I know I need to build my personal brand, but I can't today. I know I need to call this FSBO. I know I need to pick up my lead generation tactics. I know I do, but I don't have time. I don't have the effort. You don't know, John, you don't know what I went through yesterday. You don't know what my struggle is. You don't know me. You don't know my life. I can't do it. I can't do it. We talk ourselves out of, you know what? I know I need to lead gen, but I've got these 5 other things I need to do first. And when I take care of these things, then I will generate leads. Then I will work on my personal brand. Then I will sit down and create a video after I do this, and this. You're just giving yourself built-in excuses and justifying why you're not going to do and accomplish the things that you need to do. You talk yourself out of becoming the person that you need to become, that you should become, that you are created to become. You are not meant to be stagnant. You are not meant to be the person you are now. You're meant to grow. You're meant to be better. We're born with the inability to wipe our own butts and walk and talk. If we don't grow, then that's all we sit and do. We think that once we hit some certain level, we're done. You're never done. You have this vision of who you want to become, but you keep talking yourself out of doing the things it takes to become that person. So let's wrap this back up because we're already literally double over the time that this was supposed to be. Number 1, we don't take care of ourselves mentally. Number 2, we don't take care of ourselves physically. Number 3, we overthink and spend way too much time on our weaknesses. Number 4, we don't think enough or put enough time and effort into the things that we're naturally good at, our strengths. Number 5, we pay too much attention to other people's opinions. And then finally, number 6, we literally talk ourselves out of doing the things we need to do in order to become successful. You have this vision of who you want to become. You know who you want to be. You have these goals. You want to accomplish this. You want to sell this many homes, this number of volume, and help this many families. I want to achieve this and this and this. Yet you don't do it. Why? Because of these 6 things. Take some actionable steps to correct one of them and then move on to the next. Thank you for listening and being part of this Elite Realtor Experience community. We're talking about becoming elite. If you will eliminate these bad habits, you'll take steps to becoming elite. Catch you on the next one.